Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the CW and its main producer. Well, Greg Berlanti, who executive produced all the Arrowverse shows, and he produced a lot of other shows as well. So we're going to be talking about this major article that came out to do with him. It's very bad news for now. However, we're going to have to wait and see. So let's break it down. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. So the article that we're going to be breaking down in today's video is from Variety. The article confirms that many people who have previously and currently work with Warner Bros. TV are going to have their deals suspended. So I'm going to be explaining what this means and why it's kind of a big deal for, Greg Berlanti specifically because of his relation to the Arrowverse, and, Superman Lois is under Greg Berlanti. I believe All American is also under Greg Berlanti, and they are Warner Bros. TV productions. But first things first, I just wanted to say, sorry that I haven't been consistent with uploads over the last couple of weeks. I've been out of the country, and so I've been really busy, and I just haven't been able to make videos every single day. But we're going to get back on the grind and uploading many videos so you guys can be entertained, and we're going to get back to weekly live streams, and also going to bring back the members live streams as well. So stay tuned for all of that. I am back. I am not going anywhere for a while, so you're going to get lots of content. And if you guys want to be featured in any upcoming content, you can become a member of the channel by clicking the join button down below. That way you can be featured in live streams with me. Also, if you go over to my community tab, if you want to be featured in an upcoming video, please be sure to send in any theories you have, any questions you have about DCTV, DCEU, or anything of the like, and I'll be sure to include you in an upcoming video if you have a good question. So for now, let's go ahead and get into this. So Warner Bros. TV has suspended overall deals with more of its A-list marquee producers, which is believed to include Greg Berlanti, Bill Lawrence, John Wells, Chuck Lorre, and Mindy Kaling, as well as J.J. Abrams. Okay, so some of those guys are big. Greg Berlanti's big, Chuck Lorre is big, J.J. Abrams is big. I'm not sure about the other people, but they go on to say some of those names, including Wells and Lorre, had their deals suspended months ago, early on in the Writers Guild of America strike. Others who had shows in various stages of post-production when the work stoppage began May 2nd were kept status quo whilst episodes were completed. Basically, no kind of interruptions in those productions. So the latest news of suspensions comes months after Warner Bros. TV, along with Amazon, HBO, NBC Universal, Disney, CBS Studios, and other major struck studios already hit pause on some first look and overall deals amid the ongoing writer's strike. So let's just set some context for you here. So the writer's strike started, I believe, back in May, and it's been going on ever since. They haven't sorted out a deal. Basically, writers can't work on anything, and that basically puts a real big strain on movie making and the whole film industry, right? Because without the writers, you can't create those projects, and none of those writers are allowed to work, even if they wanted to work, because they'd be breaking their contracts with, the guild that they're in. They have to follow the guild rules. And so with this, obviously, they've got to pause on a lot of projects. And so basically what they're saying by suspending these overall deals with big executive producers like Greg Berlanti is that, they're not able to put the money into those productions right now because those productions aren't happening, and so that's why they are pausing them. This article is going to go into that more, and we'll explain more about that in just a second. So those suspensions took place in May, soon after the WGA strike began, and didn't include producers who had still shows in production. This was before SAG also went on strike starting on July 14th, but for more than 2 months after WGA went pencils down. Some actors were still on some sets finishing production on projects with completed scripts, so that's the main thing. Completed scripts, they could continue making them when the actors went on strike, but now with the actors on strike, they can't do anything, and those completed scripts are pretty much useless. So they really need to sort out the WGA strike and, find a good deal so that they can get new scripts in production. Otherwise, these struck studios like Warner Bros. And, specifically Warner Bros. TV, they won't be able to produce shows like Superman, Lois, until that happens. So some writer producers also double as DGA members and directors on their projects, because the DGA sealed a new deal with AMPTP and has not been on strike. Those duties have still been allowed during these recent months, but production has almost been completely shut down since SAG joined WGA members on the picket line in July. Once talent is no longer available to render services, the policy is generally to suspend deals, and so this is where we get into the reasoning and why it's not entirely shocking that, you know, deals with big executive producers who would basically normally be expected to crank out a lot of productions, a lot of different TV shows, why they are being actually suspended. They are different from overall terminations, which means basically cancelling the deal and scrapping it, which so far have not been widely seen across the industry, even though the writer's strike has already passed the 90-day mark, when historically deal makers have the option to kill agreements in the face of an act of God, according to Variety. So overall deals typically pay overhead for a writer's company and fund the development of projects. This is very important because this is what the deals are doing. And so first look deals also provide financial padding, and in return guarantee that the studio or company has favored nation status when it comes to determining potential distribution of a series or film. So that is what you need to know about these overall deals and these general deals with places like Warner Brothers TV. So we know Melissa Benoist has a overall deal with Warner Brothers TV. We know Greg Berlanti had a huge deal, and that's how he was able to basically run the Arrowverse and run these CW shows. That was because he had the financial backing. Basically, Warner Bros. TV would be paying the overhead for the company, so Greg Berlanti's Berlanti Productions, and fund the development of these projects. And obviously Greg Berlanti would assist in that, but Warner Bros. Would be the main source of monetary revenue going into these series, basically to pay off everyone and support the production. And if they had first look deals, that would provide financial padding, so basically, you know, it would be okay. Like, they wouldn't have to stress about money because they would be backing them no matter what. And basically they would also get favored status when it comes to the productions that they were developing in their specific companies. So like, if Greg Berlanti's developing a show, he could bring it to Warner Bros., and more likely than not they will probably say yes if it's something that interests them, because they are the ones kind of financing it, so it just makes sense, right? And so the article goes on like this: insiders note that suspensions usually only put a deal on hold while no work is being done anyway. So it's not really a big deal that Berlanti is being put on hold. However, it does come kind of as a shock because, you know, they've got such a good relationship. And yeah, let's just continue with this. So once production resumes, the deals apparently resume with the previously suspended time tacked onto the end of the pact. But it still means that the overhead to pay salaries at the companies like Bad Robot will be paused, impacting staffers in the meantime. So that means that the people who work for Berlanti Productions and all the different production companies, they're not going to be supported by the studio. So basically, you know, they're taking it out on them. Obviously, it's not the staffers' fault about what's happening. Basically, the studios can't agree to a deal because, you know, they don't want to agree to the deal of what the writers and the actors want, which is just, you know, really stupid. Because really, when you look at their earnings, they definitely make enough to kind of match what they are being told would be a reasonable solution to the problems right now. So yeah, it's really the studio's fault, and basically now you're seeing the impact in a different way, not just on writers and actors. Obviously it affects the whole production process, including companies who were supported by different studios like Warner Brothers. And so basically it means that the overhead to pay salaries at companies will be paused, and basically Greg Berlanti and the different executive producers and the people that run the companies are going to be having to support their staffers by themselves. Obviously they can't do too much work right now because of the strikes and because they have got their funding paused. So pretty much, you know, it's just really in limbo right now for all productions and all sides of film and television. So one more thing before we end this video, there is a report from Variety once again that Greg Berlanti is setting $800,000 for strike relief fund benefiting employees below the line workers as well. So showrunner Greg Berlanti is donating nearly $1 million of his own money, and I guess company money, to current and former employees that have worked with Berlanti Productions affected by Hollywood's ongoing labor strikes, and urging other industry workers in a fortunate enough situation to do the same. So big up Greg Berlanti, this is really good. So an email from the Love, Simon director and Arrowverse creator Greg Berlanti circulated Friday afternoon and was addressed to Berlanti staffers in recent years who need immediate financial assistance over work stoppages from the ongoing WGA and SAG strikes. It says, "I realize not knowing when your job might return creates a significant financial and emotional hardship for many. It is very important to me and everyone at Berlanti Productions that we are doing all that we can to help you during this moment." So Berlanti has earmarked $500,000 for his employees, paying out in increments of $500 and $1,500. Additionally, he has donated $300,000 to the Motion Picture and Television Fund and the Entertainment Community Fund. The WGA strike has now gone on for 4 months. He says, "I'm a proud member of the WGA and I support a fair deal that continues to provide sustainable lifelong careers for all of the incredible talent just entering this business. I also know how vulnerable so many are right now, and I want to make sure we are doing what we can to help others. If you have any other ideas of how we can help or be of service to you or those in our production families that are most vulnerable during this time, please let us know and we will do our best. Until then, know that we are very much looking forward to that time when we can all begin working together again." So there you have it. Big up Greg Berlanti for supporting the people that have worked at his company before and the current workers. I think that's really, really great of him, and donating to the funds. Obviously everyone's suffering right now, and you know, we need more people like Greg Berlanti who are privileged enough to have that money in the bank that they can distribute to people that need it. So yeah, big shout out to Greg Berlanti once again. So what do you guys think about all of this? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you surprised that Berlanti got his funding paused by Warner Brothers TV? I'm not that surprised, but it could come as quite a surprise. I guess when I first read it I was surprised, but then when I looked into it more I was like, okay, this is kind of protocol for if something like this were to happen, because the productions aren't happening right now, but it does suck for the people that work for Berlanti Productions. However, the main man himself, Greg Berlanti, is helping out where he can for those people that work for him or have worked for him before. So that pretty much does it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment if you like this video. Also, if you're new around here, subscribe and turn on notifications, and you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.